provide us a format of a word and we have to
Yes.
write in that, no?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, by doing this practice, you will know this formatting of word. Okay. Because this practice you will do in upcoming semester in project writing, okay, in presentation, in project report. So it will be helpful for this formatting of this Microsoft Word. Okay, theory will be there, so no need to write theory, just need to draw the circuit diagram, observation table. Observation table is also there, just need to write the readings in that. Okay, so it is editable copy. Okay, that I am showing you. Okay, first one is study experiment. So in that symbol is already drawn. So no need to draw in your notebook and copy paste. Okay, just you need to remember those symbols and uh, their functions.
Sir, screen is not
Yes, yes,
visible.
yes, I am sharing you. Okay, wait. Okay, so this is your experiment number one, to study various electronics and electrical symbols. Okay, so it is study experiment. Okay, no need to do any connections, but by knowing these symbols you can identify those symbols in the circuit diagram, and by knowing their functions you can also understand the operation of circuits, means what you are going to do and what you will get in terms of output by knowing their functions. Okay, so we have mix up of these symbols, electronic and electrical, so you will get this in any practical circuits. This type of symbols you can identify easily. So functions are given fuse. So nowadays it is replaced by MCB, okay, miniature circuit breaker. So what is the function of fuse? So it is connected in series to give protection against overload from a short circuit. As fuses are fabricated from low melting point alloys, okay, under normal load conditions, the current through fuse will not produce excessive heat. But if the circuit is overloaded, or if a fault occurs, then it leading to heavy rush of current. So the fuse element that melts due to high heating
सर
generated
थोड़ा
by.
जूम करो ना.
Okay, wait. Now it's okay.
Yes sir, ready. Yes.
Okay. So generally fuse that is used for the protection purpose, it is connected in series and it gives the protection against overload. Generally in nowadays in our home we are using MCB, but even though having the MCB, sometimes short circuit occurs. Why it is occurs? Because sometimes uh, we are using the appliances more than our maximum demand. Okay, suppose we demanded load 3 kilowatt, but our load now that becomes 3.5 kilowatt or 4 kilowatt. So obviously there will be chances of short circuit. Okay, so sometimes even having this appliances short circuit occurs. But why it is occurs? Because this overloading problems. Because our demand is increases, we are not changing our wiring connections, or we are not changing the switches. Okay, already rating is there, means up to that it will give protections. But if the capacity increase, then it will not supposed to save your appliances. Okay, so this is a fuse. It is available in 2 milliampere to 100 of amperes. Cell or battery, so it is a voltaic chemical cell, is a combination of material which produce direct current. Okay, cell or battery that can only produce direct current. Okay, from its internal chemical reactions, that it has two terminals, positive and negative. electrical battery that consists of number of electrochemical cells. So by having these chemical cells inside, we can have this battery voltage level. Okay, if we have number of chemical cells, then we can save this DC current in the battery or charge up to that. So connected either in series or parallel combinations, the voltage rating of battery that depends upon the voltage rating of group of cells, either connected in series or parallel. The voltage rating of cell is given by its open circuit voltage. That means voltage it can produce when not connected to a load circuit. So this voltage depends on the types of material used and not the physical size of the cell. Now switches. So there are various switches that you are using in your daily routine life. Okay, single pole switch, single pole double throw switch, double pole single throw switch, and double pole double throw switch. Single pole single throw switch means you can operate one device at a time. Suppose I want to turn on fan, then just I am make it on and off. Okay, so just I can connect only one throw only. Okay, so that is called the single pole single throw switch. So such switch has one arm or lever. It is called single pole. It can connect or disconnect one side of line or one single wire circuit. So this tumbler switch, piano switch that using in house wiring, that is called SPST switch. Single pole double throw switch. Uh, Generally, by the single switching, you can make the two throw. Okay, means suppose you want to operate fan and tube light at by one switch, then you have to give a connection accordingly. So you can operate by one switch that both appliances. Okay, that is called a single pole double throw switch. So such switch has two on position. It is off when in the center. So schematically, I mean, so we'll see in the diagram. So it has one, hence it is one arm means hence single pole, but it can move into either one of the two positions. So obviously it can close either one of the two circuits. So this is blunder switch off and on, low speed, high speed, or you can connect this fan or tube light. Okay, the symbols are given here. This is the symbol of fuse, so you can identify easily by knowing this symbol in the circuit. This is the cell or battery. Okay, you can draw like this, you can draw like this also. Okay, by number of showing these positive negative terminals. This is single pole single throw means by this is open switch. I am connecting this contact, then it becomes closed switch. Okay, this is single pole double throw means you can see this is first contact and this is second contact, so it has only one pole but two throw. Okay, it is now connected to the upper side. Now you can connect on lower side by shifting this position, so it is called single pole double throw. Okay, this is double pole single throw. So you can see this two throw are given, but this dotted line is given means simultaneously means you can at a one time you can connect only one position. Where we can use this double pole single throw? Any idea? Anyone? DPST? Yes. Where? Hello. Any idea? Means you are using this at your home.
A two-way switch.
Yes. But where in applications where we can use this? Suppose I want to use means in your house. Suppose you want to use this. Where you can use this?
सर यानी लाइट एक नीचे से भी ऑन हो सकती है और ऊपर जाकर ऑफ करनी हो तो वैसे.
Yes, it is used in staircase wiring. So when you at ground floor, then you are making turn on the light, and when you go upstairs on first floor, then same appliances you can switch off by another switch. Okay, so in staircase wiring, you can use this DPST switch. Okay, are you getting me? Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
this is DPST and this is DPDT switch, double pole, double throw. So here we have double pole as well. It means you can make two contact. Okay. So same. You can make two throw means you can operate two appliances. Okay. Or you can make it two appliances on and off. Okay. So that is called the double pole, double throw switch. So you can see this. I'm making this turn on and this turn off. So it has double pole and double throw. Throw that means it makes the contact. Okay, and this pole you can see this on right hand side, so this is one and this is two. So two pole means it has two connections. It can make two connections. Anyone have seen this rotary switch where we can use this?
And regulator.
Decorative lamp.
Fan regulator in digital multimeter. Okay, that you will see what is DMM. So in that we are using this rotary switch. Okay, push button switch NO and NC. So that is normally open and normally close. So in normally open it is not making contact with this. Okay, and here NC it makes the contact. Okay, so push button switch it is nothing but when you press the switch it makes the contact, and when you release it then it comes back to the original positions. So there is spring return system in the switch. So where you can use this push button switch?
Home bells.
Alarm switch.
Yes, in home bell alarm system. Okay, you can see this. When you press, then it will ring. Okay, and when you release, then it comes back to its original position. Fixed register. So we can use only fixed value. Suppose it has 1 kilo ohm, then we can use only 1 kilo ohm. We can't vary. Variable we can vary. Okay, suppose we have 10 kilo ohm, then we can vary 0 to 10 kilo ohm value. This is rheostat, so it has fixed as well as variable terminals. So accordingly, we can use rheostat is one type of resistor. Fixed inductor or air core inductor. So this is inductor fixed value. So it is given in Henry. Suppose we have 10 millihenry, then we can use only fixed value. Okay, air core conductor is nothing but the medium. Okay, air is medium is given there, so that's why it is air core inductor. Variable inductor, we can vary the value of inductance value. Iron core inductor, so you know this iron core inductor, that is two uh, parallel lines are given, means it is used for the mutual induction. Okay, suppose we want to connect another circuit, then by the mutual induction, we can connect by this iron core conductor. Fixed capacitor. So just we can use fixed value of capacitor in farad or microfarad. We can vary the capacitor value by variable capacitor. Iron core transformer. So iron core transformer, on left hand side we have primary, on right hand side we have secondary, and these two lines, that means both the coils are coupled. Okay, both the coils are coupled, means coupled means it is magnetically connected but electrically separated. Okay, so here we are giving a voltage V1, so due to that we have current I1. Due to mutual induction we have current I2 in the circuit, and due to that we have V2 voltage on secondary side. Okay, suppose I want to step up the voltage, then what I have to make changes in this winding. I want to step up the voltage, then what I have to do?
Number of turns increase करना.
Number of turns we have to increase in second.
On which side?
Right side.
Okay, means that is called which coil?
Coil 2.
Primary.
Yes. No,
Second.
this is primary and this is secondary on right hand side. Okay, right hand side secondary, left hand side primary. So for the step up, primary having the less turn as well as this secondary having the more turns. So here we have low voltage and here we have high voltage. So that's why it is called a step up. For the step down, primary having more turns and secondary having less turns. So here we have more voltage here and here secondary we have less voltage. Okay. So this is primary coil, this is secondary coil. Auto transformer. So in auto transformer you can see we have only one winding. But it can act as a primary as well as secondary. So by having the number of tappings, you can take the voltage level. Okay. So here I have taken the tapping. So this is suppose 5 volt, then 0 to 5 volt you can use by this tapping. So it is called the auto transformer. Auto transformer is also
Sir?
known as, yes.
सर ये कॉइल की थिकनेस के ऊपर भी डिपेंड करता है ना.
Yes, it will depend on. Yes.
तो कैसे डिपेंड करता है वो?
Okay, so that we will study in RLC circuit. Okay, so which parameters that depend on this parameter, how to decide this voltage or current value by this inductance value. Okay. Auto transformer, that is also called single phase variac. It is also called single phase variac. Single phase variac is nothing but we can increase the voltage in ascending order from 0 to 270 volt. That is called single phase variac. Okay, I am sharing other screen. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Auto transformer. So transformer can be written like this also, okay, in short form. It is also called single phase variac. This is notation of single phase. You can also write this is 3-5 three phase, okay. So ascending order 0 to 270 volt AC. This single phase variac, it is called the AC supply source. Suppose you want to perform any circuit, then you can't use directly from the supply. Okay, because there will be some fluctuation is there. Okay, so from the main plug you can connect this single phase variac, and single phase variac has two terminal. So by connecting these two terminal, positive and negative, or 0 to 230, this connection, you can take this AC supply. Okay, so it is called the AC supply source. DC regulated supply. This is your DC source. You want to perform DC circuit, then you can use 0 to 30 volt DC by using this device. Okay, DC regulated supply. So for the AC circuit, you can use this single phase variac. For DC circuit, you need DC supply, then you can use this DC regulated supply. Okay, so this is AC source. This is your DC source. Okay, transistor, NPN, base collector emitter. This arrow is outwards, it is called the NPN. Arrow is inward, it is called the PNP transistor. Okay, so always load that is connected on collector side, because whatever we are inserting holes and electrons, so that is collected by the collector. Okay, so entire emitter current that is flowing on collector circuit, as base is very lightly doped and it is very thin compared to this emitter and collector, so whatever we are injecting electrical holes and electrons, so entirely that is collected by collector. Okay, so suppose I am inserting 100%, then only 5% that is done collection by base, and 95% that is collected by this collector current. Okay, so sometimes we are taking I equal to IC. Okay, because this collector current that depends on the emitter current. We are using this for switching and amplification. FET, field effect transistor. So it is a type of transistor. Okay, so this transistor that is called a current control device, because its output characteristics that is controlled by current, input current, because on the base we are giving the input current, we are not giving voltage. Okay, this FET is one type of transistor, gate, drain, source. So on the gate, so it is voltage control device. So its output characteristics that is uh, done by this input voltage. So on the gate of FET, we are giving the voltage instead of current. Okay. So Ig equal to 0 for this, and we are giving voltage. So it is called voltage control device. And one type is also there, MOSFET, metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So it is also type of transistor, and it is also called uh, voltage control device. Okay. So FET and MOSFET, that is you also use for the switching and amplification purpose. So according to the applications, we are using this transistor, FET and MOSFET. PN junction diode, anode, cathode, positive, negative. Okay. So for the forward bias, you have to connect positive with positive, negative with negative. So it can allow the current in the circuit. For the reverse bias, connect positive with negative, negative with positive. So it doesn't allow current in the circuit. Zener diode. So you can see this Z type shape. This is bar. This bar is given for the identifications. So that is called negative side. In actual diode, one white strip is there, and Zener diode one, it is red color. Okay, so in that one black color strip is there. So black color strip that is called cathode, and here it is black color. So in that white strip is given or silver strip is given, so that is called cathode. Get for identifications of connection. This is ammeter, measurement of current in series. Voltmeter, measurement of voltage. It is connected in parallel. Wattmeter, so wattmeter having two coil, current coil and potential coil. It has four terminal MLCB. Main, so main means it is connected with supply. Load, so whatever load we are using RLC, so that is connected with this load terminal. This is V, that is connected with voltage, and C, that is common. So M and that is connected with common terminal. So M and C are sorted. This uh, CC means current coil. This is potential coil. So this measures the current in series. Potential coil, that is measures voltage in parallel. So this wattmeter gives power reading. Okay. So it gives the average power P equal to VI cos phi. Okay. It gives the average power reading P equal to VI cos phi. Junction. So where more than 2 or 3 points are meeting together, that is called the junction. Crossover, where 2 points are not meeting, that is called the crossover. AC motor, we know the motor functions, okay, that converting electrical to mechanical energy. So here we are getting in AC form, so that is called the AC motor. And DC motor, we are using this carbon brushes because we are using here for the DC, we are using commutator. So commutator is converting this AC to DC, and from the commutator, the function of this brush is the collection of current from the commutator and deliver to the circuit. So that's why we are using this carbon brushes in DC motor. So we are getting the DC form. AC generator, mechanical to electrical conversion. It is also called alternator. Okay. So we are getting in AC form in DC generator, mechanical to electrical, but here in DC form. So it is called the DC generator. Okay. So you can see this symbol is already drawn here, and the function of all the symbols are given here. Okay. So you can read it in your free time. You will be asked also in practical examinations any symbols or any function of symbols. So just you need to remember. No need to write this theory already given here in manual. So what you have to do in first practical, you need to just read out, and at the end what you have done, so that you have to write. Okay, conclusion by the typewriting. Okay, so by the keyboard you can write here. Second is Kirchhoff's current and voltage law. Okay, so Kirchhoff's voltage law means we know the algebraic sum of all branch voltages around any closed loop of network is 0. Okay, I will share this practical video later. Just I am briefing what is this KVL KCL and how you can perform on practical kit. Okay, so I will show the circuits and how to follow the path for connections that I will show you on today, and on later on tomorrow's lecture on next week lecture I will show the video of connections. Okay, so this is Kirchhoff's voltage law. Suppose we have this is your observation table, so just you need to write this reading here. Okay, so you need to show one calculation here. For the calculation, just you need to show for this theoretical reading. Practically that we will take by practically. Okay, so no need of calculation here, but how to get this theoretical reading, so need to use this value, and you have to do this calculations, and you have to put the value here after calculation. So just show the calculation and conclusion. Same this Kirchhoff's current law. Observation is given, theoretical, practical, calculations, and conclusion. For charging and discharging, so theory is given. Okay. So in charging and discharging, what happen? There is one initial condition is there for charging of capacitor. Okay, here circuit diagram is okay, is given here. So this A position is charging position, this B is discharging position. Okay, so initially capacitor has no charge. Okay, so when we give this 12 volt initially, then whole 12 voltage will appear across this resistance. So if this voltage appears across this resistance, then what will happen? Anyone have idea? Initially capacitor has no charge. Okay, now we are giving supply to this capacitor, then this voltage momentarily act across resistance, then what will happen?
Heat will generate.
What? Anyone have idea? This is the conditions.
पहले T इक्वल्स टू 0 पूरे का वोल्टेज आर के अक्रॉस होगा और कैपेसिटर कोई करंट पास नहीं होने देगा और फुल्ली चार्ज हो जाएगा ना, तब वो एक शॉर्ट सर्किट की तरह बिहेव करेगा, यानी करंट लो करेगा उसमें से
Yes.
फुल्ली।
Okay. So, as we know, this is the DC. Okay. So, for the charging, this whole voltage applied across this resistance, then it becomes V by R. So here R has maximum value, V has maximum value, so that becomes V max upon R. So that is called what?
Current.
Yes.
Current.
Initially current has what value? Maximum or minimum?
Maximum value.
Yes.
Maximum.
Yes. So it is the initial condition of charging. So when we apply this 12 volt to charge the capacitor, so capacitor has no charge. So whole supply voltage momentarily act across resistance, so that becomes V max by R. So current becomes maximum initially. Then when capacitor is charging, then this current is gradually decreasing, whereas this capacitor voltage that gradually increases. Okay, so capacitor is charged till it becomes 12 volt, and this current becomes 0. Okay, why it is become 0? Because it is maximum, then it becomes 0, and this is 0 and it becomes maximum during charging. Okay, so in the graph you will get like this. You will get this type of graph for charging. So we are taking the reading with respect to time. So here we have V versus T. Okay, so voltage that gradually increases, so we'll get this type of graph for charging, and for the charging means current versus time, you will get current has maximum value, so it gradually decreases. So this is the graph for charging of capacitor. And the equation is Vc is equal to V 1 minus e raised to minus t by Rc. Vc, that is charging voltage, V, that is supply voltage, 1 my, this is exponential term. Okay, that Rc, that is in the time of dimension. Okay, so this Rc is called the lambda time constant, and unit is also is second. It is time constant, so unit is second, lambda. So in charging, you'll get this type of graph. Voltage is gradually increases. Suppose we are giving 12 volt, then it becomes up to the 12. Current is maximum initially, then it gradually decreases. Okay, during charging. Now during discharging, what will happen? During discharging, what will happen? Suppose I am shifting the switch on B position. Anyone have idea what will happen during discharging?
Voltage will decrease.
Yes,
In
voltage
discharging.
will decrease. And current?
Increase.
Increase means in terms of what?
Means initially it will have some current will be go and slowly it will increase and then slowly it
Yes,
would be 0.
as we know, we are just disconnecting the supply, means positive side, so it starts getting discharging. Okay, so here current changes its directions. So current is maximum but negative. So suppose we have negative 1 or 2 ampere, then it is going to 0. Okay, so negative to 0 means it is increasing. Okay, so here voltage graph you will get like this, it gradually decreases, and current it is maximum value negative, but it is going to become 0. So this is the graph of charging and discharging. Okay, what will be the equation? Anyone know for discharging? Equation of discharging?
V into e raised to minus t upon RC
Yes, Vc equal to V into e raised to minus t.
on RC.
Yes, RC. This is the equation for discharging. Suppose you want to show the calculation at any moment. Okay, so we are measuring with respect to time this voltage and current. Suppose in practical connections, you have to take one stopwatch. You need 2 DMM, one DMM for voltage measurement, another DMM for current measurement. So you need to measure interval of 5 seconds. Interval of 5 seconds by stopwatch. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20 like that. So 5 seconds, suppose voltage is charging, that is suppose 1 volt. For 10 seconds, 1.5 volt. 15, suppose 2 volt. Okay, so up to becomes 12 volt, you have to measure this time. Okay, so take any moment. Suppose I am taking 15 second, then just use this time 15 second. Okay, and at 15 second, what you have this charging voltage? Just write it. This is your 12 volt. Okay, this is your this is your RC. This is your RC. Okay, this don't use this VC because you need to show this VC by theoretically. You have to find this theoretically. Okay, so don't use this VC. Suppose I want to find at 50 second, then just use this 15 second. RNC value will be there theoretically. This 12 volt. So accordingly you will get this VC. Then compare it with this practical reading. Okay. Same for the discharging. Take any moment and find out this discharging voltage. Okay, so this is the readings, time, voltage, current. So you need to write in that calculations. So you have to show one calculations for charging and discharging for any moment, and conclusion. Okay, okay, just wait. I am showing you one KVL KCL diagram. In that we have one practical circuit diagram. So in that you have to apply this KVL and KCL practically. So whatever circuit diagram you have given, that you have to make the connections, and accordingly you have to measure the readings. Okay, wait for a second. I am showing you diagram for this KVL KCL. Okay, can you see this diagram? Practical connections.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
to connect
Yes,
this,
sir.
I want to connect this circuit uh, on practical kit. Then how I can start this connection? Anyone have idea? Suppose I want to measure KCL. I have to perform KCL. Then what will be my connection here? What parameters I have to measure? Suppose this DC supply is 9 volt. Okay, here we have 9 volt supply. We are going to perform KCL. Okay, Kirchhoff's current law. So what I have to prove in KCL? Anyone?
The incoming current is the same as outgoing current.
Yes, I have to show incoming current is equal to outgoing current. Okay, so any point is there? We can show it. Is there any point we can show incoming
As
current is?
sir, as
Yes,
in the
2
diagram,
points.
the ammeter is given.
Yes, this 3 milliammeter is given. Okay, so you can see this one junction is here. Okay, so this branch emitter that is outgoing, and this milliammeter that is your supply, so that is incoming. Okay, so in this, so here I want to perform this KCL. Incoming current is equal to outgoing current. This is my milliampere. This is milliampere. This is so according to KCL, here this is my current IS. This is my branch current I1, branch current I2. This is plus minus. This is plus minus. This is my R1, R2, R3, R4. Okay, theoretical values given to you for theoretical calculation. R1 equal to R2 equal to 100 ohm, R3 equal to R4 equal to 1 kilo. Okay, so here according to KCL, I have to prove IS is equal to I1 plus I2. So anyone can tell me theoretical what you will get IS theoretically? Anyone? Do fast.
Voltage upon RC.
Tell me the IS value exactly. What you're getting? You already did this network solution. Tell me the IS. Which equations that you will use for finding IS? You have given theoretically resistance value. This voltage is given. How to find this supply current? Anyone?
Sir,
By using
KVL की
Ohm's law.
Whatever you can use. You know all the methods. Just tell me the answer. I'm not going to help you. Okay? In this. Just I'm expecting answer from anyone.
5 into 10 raised to minus 2
Chalo, one answer is 5 into 10 raised to
minus 2
ampere or milliampere?
milliampere.
Milliampere.
Ampere. So
Ampere. Okay. Any other answer? How you got it? By which equation?
R1 and R2 series, R3 and R4 series.
Okay. So what you found first?
R equivalent.
Okay, find out R equivalent. Okay. So R1 plus R2 parallel to R3 plus R4. Tell me R equivalent value.
181.8.
181.8
8.
ohm. Okay. Now, after finding R equivalent,
I
we
is
know
equal
this
to V upon R.
Vs is equal to V by R equivalent. So V is given 9 and this is your 181.8 ohm. So we'll get around 49.5 milliampere or 50 milliampere. Okay. So this is your IS. How to find I1 and I2 theoretically? Anyone?
I1 is equal to V by R1 plus R2.
Okay, I1 equal to V by.
R1 plus R2.
Tell me the answer. What you are getting is it is
No,
correct or not? It is correct or
only
not? Tell me.
R1.
What? Hello. This is right or wrong? This equation? Or what you are getting in
Sir,
this equation?
only
222.22.
I1. You have to prove this 49. Huh? Sum should be the sum of I1 and I2 should be 49.5 or 50.
So the I1 is 45 milliamperes.
Yes, I1 equal to 45 milliampere. What equation you use? What equation you use? You know the current divider rule? I1 equal to consider this is parallel circuit.
R2 upon R1 plus R
Consider
into
opposite side resistance for finding I1 according to current divider rule. I1 equal
Yes,
to
sir.
R3 plus R4 divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4 into IS. So you'll get this 45 milliampere. What you are getting this I2 according to current divider rule?
0.45 million.
Point?
45.
No.
4.5
4.5.
million.
0.045
Yes, 4
ampere.
point. 4 point.
4.5 milliamperes.
Yes, 4.5 milliampere. So you can see this IS is equal to 49.5. So this is 45 plus 4.5. So it is equal to, both are equal or not? Is it equal?
yes, sir.
Okay, so this is your theoretically.
Yes,
So same you will get practically. In IS, you will get this 49.5 around by doing connection this, and this is 45 and this is 4.5. Okay. So here we have less resistance value. So we have more current here, and here we have more resistance value. So here we have less current. Okay, 4.5. So in practical connections, first connect this 9 volt positive to this. We need 3 DMM. Okay, for current measurement. So 9 volt to this positive of first DMM. The negative of this DMM is going in two way. Okay, so first connect this negative to this positive of second DMM, and this negative of first DMM connect to this positive of third DMM. Then this negative of second DMM connect this R1 to R2, and you can see this R2 either you can connect to R4 or you can connect to this battery negative. So I'm connecting this R2 battery negative. Same this I2 negative connect to R3, R3 to R4, and R4 you can connect to this negative. Okay, so this is common point for this R2 and R4 battery negative. So this is your KCL. Okay, in KVL, what I have to disconnect means what will the changes in the circuit for KCL? Any changes in KCL for circuit diagram? In case in KVL, I need only voltage. Okay, so just I'm sorting this meter. I do not need this current. I am sorting this. Okay, so your connection become like this. Now you need just only V1. This is V2. This is V3. And this is V4. Okay. So as we know, in this V1 plus V2, that should be equal to V3 plus V4. Okay. So both are in parallel circuit, V1 and V2, and V3 and V4. So this node voltage should be equal. Okay. So that will prove according to the KVL. V1 plus V2 equal to V3 plus V4. Okay. This is node 1. This is node 2. And that should be equal to this Vs. Okay. So you will get either this 9, you will get also this, both are 9, and that is equal to Vs. Are you getting me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So how to find this V1, V2, V3, V4 theoretically? Anyone have idea? V1 equal to, theoretically how to write this V1 equal to I1 into R1. So I1 is what?
R1,
You already got this. I1 is 45.
45
Okay.
milliampere,
And this R1 is given 100.
100
V2
ohm.
equal to V2 equal to
I2,
what? I2 is not there. V2 is,
I1,
yes, I1
I1 into R2,
V3,
I2 into R3,
yes, and V4
I2 into R4.
R4. Okay, so this is the theoretical calculations. So you can find this theoretically and compare with practically. So we will not get exactly, because there will be error in practical and theoretical reading. Means there will be measurement error, okay, instrument error, human error. We are not this component error. Okay, suppose we are using 100 ohm, but practically it will be around 99 point something. Okay, due to tolerance value. So there are so many errors. So that's why we are not getting this practical equal to theoretical reading. In theory, we are using exactly value. This is 9 volt, but practically it will be around 8.85 or 8.9 due to tolerance. Okay, so there will be error in practical and theoretical reading. So that we are going to see. Okay, so I am ending this session.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, we are going to have any theory